Hello and welcome to episode 25, The Spirit. So I had this great idea. I'd come out and have this pond in the background and it'd be nice and calm and you know, sometimes you just get what you get. So I'm going to go with this. There's a little bit of a wind blowing, but I think it's kind of nice. And the frogs are croaking in the background, and if I'm to channel some messages from the planet while I'm on this spirit video, then I'll do that. So I started, I think over 10 years ago, breeding pets for people because I could just do it, and people couldn't they couldn't figure out what was wrong with their horses. I started with horses and then dogs and cats and even birds and reptiles. And I just had the information just right, not at my fingertips, if I write it down, it could be, but it was in my mind. So there were two reasons for that. And one, I meditated regularly, and two, I had a near-death experience when I was 24, and I saw the light and I started to cross over and somebody saved me. So often when that happens, you become more spiritually advanced, I'm hearing. And they said sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, my hair is going crazy in the wind. So from that moment on, I feel like I lived more of a divinely inspired life. I'm not saying that I took always the best choices, because sometimes we are, inundated with societal rules, regulations, and culture and expectations with our jobs. And so I found, I was kind of torn between two worlds, the metaphysical world and also the real world where most people exist. And I found my soul really belongs in the metaphysical world, so I started doing pet readings, and that actually evolved into spirit sessions. So a spirit session is where you give me permission to work with your spirit, and I channel messages that are specifically meant for you. And often when I channel messages, something comes up for that person that is totally unexpected. I mean, some questions they do have about their loved ones on the other side and if they're on the right path. But I find that when people have spirit sessions with me, they get answers that they may have had questions in the back of their minds, and the answers come out for them, are delivered to them through a spirit session. And how do I do this, you might wonder? Well, first of all, meditation is an excellent technique to bring yourself to the level of spirit. And also I'm hearing to create spiritual advancement. And so if you desire more spiritual life, just take more time to sit quietly. So I've helped people in spirit sessions with their love life. Why don't I have a boyfriend? Or why am I always fighting with my spouse? Or, why? And Spirit offers the answers through me. I channel the answers for you from guides, angels, sometimes from, God himself. And the answers are always divinely sourced. So there are some people who are very skeptical of, people who are psychics, mediums, clairvoyants, but the answers are never wrong for that person. Now, if that person says, I got a reading, it wasn't very good, two things could have happened. One, they weren't in a receiving mindset, so there may have been some messages that were delivered and they're just not interested in hearing them. Or two, they just didn't pick the right reader. They felt, this reading wasn't very good, I don't know, and so it may not have been the best reading for those two reasons. Now, when you do get a reading, it's a great idea to record it or take notes, so that maybe sometimes later on down the road in your life, you're like, oh yeah, that reading was very accurate, that's exactly what happened. I'm not saying that the readings are to predict your future, because you have the opportunity to create a future, because you could have this path here, you could have this path here, or you could have that path over there. So it's really up to you to decide what path do you walk, and would you like some spiritual guidance. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you have that spiritual guidance in your life, so you feel when you do make a choice and you're not sure if that was the right choice, I can help you discern with Spirit's help whether that choice was the best for you and what happened to you as a result of that choice. So it's all about spiritual advice, right? Coming from So I heard I'm to talk about karma. So karma is a very interesting concept. Some people understand it while others do not. I'm not going to say believe or not, because I feel in life you're meant to investigate something, and if it matches your ideals and your principles, then say yeah, and then if it doesn't, say no, that's not for me. So karma is an interesting concept because it will explain absolutely everything to you about what's happening to you, or what happened to you, or what will happen to you. So karma is, I always say, karmic retribution. So you may have had life or lives where you kept doing the same silly thing over and over. They said for me to say stupid. So you keep doing the same stupid thing over and over, and you never learn not to do that thing. So you get the same results. And this is in lifetimes. Let's say, oh, they're saying, this is interesting, you're a vagabond. So you're like someone who traveled a lot, and someone who doesn't ever put roots down, someone who likes to rip people off and never likes to be accountable for their own choices. And they always blame it on someone else, or they just take someone's stuff and it doesn't belong to them, but they don't care. So then they come into the life where they want to balance their karma, right? Because they were the taker and now they're going to be a giver. And they're saying, why do people always take advantage of me, and why don't I ever get ahead, or whatever. It was karmic retribution, because you were a taker in one or more lives. So the more lives you lived as a taker, the harder your karmic lesson will be, more difficult. So you might wonder, why does Sally have such an easy life while I'm struggling over here and I just can't seem to get ahead? Look to karma. So I can actually help you understand why things are happening to you and what the end result is. So, and here's the good thing about karma. Once you move through that karma, you don't ever have to do it again. You're done, because you have, you had the negative stuff and then you turned it into positive by learning the lesson now, the here and now. You just don't have to do it anymore, because that lesson is over, right? It's like once you ride a bike, you know how to ride a bike. It's like once you learn how to work with karma, you're way ahead of the game, because the payback is tremendous. Once you go through all that karma, and especially if you've had a very difficult life and you're wondering, why me? It's because you decided in this life to fix all the boo-boos you did, all the errors you made before when you were living the life free and easy and maybe not being the best human being possible. So you decided in this life, I'm going to be different, I'm going to be kinder, I'm going to serve my divine purpose, I'm going to be true to myself and honest for me. And sometimes that's a lonely path, right? Because not everybody understands when you're living a metaphysical spiritual life. They may label you and say, there's something wrong with you. However, you know in your heart, in your mind, and they're connected, that it's the right path for you, and there's nothing wrong with that. And when you're with the right people, you connect, they accept you for exactly who you are. They don't make fun of you. They don't make excuses for your behavior. Oh, she's different, right? So that's a condescending way to say that someone is, someone spiritual is a little loopy or whatever. And when you're working from pure love, everybody is exactly who they're meant to be right now. And everybody has in their life what they're meant to have right now. And everybody has the people they're meant to be with right now. So if there's some pieces of the puzzle in your life that you don't understand, a spirit session is excellent for you to help figure that out. And it kind of puts you on your path, for a quicker route, because you may be inundated with a whole bunch of obstacles or details you don't understand, or there's something happening and people keep telling you the same thing over and over, and you think, why do these people keep telling me this? Probably because you're meant to listen, but you're also meant to take action. So I've said this in other videos that I have, life is a puzzle, and how well you fit the pieces together and how much you work on the puzzle will be your ultimate reward. Because when you have all the pieces in the puzzle put together, it's like smooth sailing, and you pretty much get handed to you what you want. It's like everything flows to you with peace and ease. But sometimes to get to that point, there's a lot of struggle, and there's a lot of climbing over rocks and, dealing with difficult people, and then learning that the statements you make are affirmations, right? Oh, this always happens to me. And then my friend says, story of my life. Well, you just made sure that you anchored that into your life, that will never change. And so be careful how you speak and think outside of the box. Consider having a spirit session to help you on your way and help you on your path. Oh, I heard the outdoors just applauded because it's like they're all clapping. And they're actually grateful, the spirit, the energy here. I see, like, I don't know, like little gnomes or fairies or something. Kind of like they're taller than the fairies that are in my yard. They said they kind of like live in the jungle. This is a nice time for me to sit outside this pond because in the summer there's great big tall grass that's, about waist high, and it's difficult to get down to this pond. So I thought this is the perfect time. The grass is laying nice and flat, and so it's a really good time to, get a really good connection with Mother Earth, and also to deliver messages to you about the spirit sessions I offer and give you examples of how they've helped people deal with issues that have been bothering them. I had a lady that came for a spirit session. Started as a pet session and then actually evolved into spirit session just because her mother, who had passed away, showed up. So she wanted to talk to her daughter, and she wanted to apologize for not being the nicest person in her life to her daughter. And she said, now that she's up there, she understood the error of her ways and wanted to say that she was sorry. So it's a spirit session is a nice way to make amends with the people who passed and you weren't able to tell them how you felt, like whether you're mad at them for, I heard angry, for them for the way they treated you and you never had the courage to stand up to them, or if you loved them so much that when they left, you couldn't let them go, so you lived in a state of depression, which I'm very familiar with because that happened to me when my husband died. But I did snap out of it because it was a past life regression session that helped me realize where that deep-seated grief came from. I had been married to him in a different life, and he had died suddenly just like he did in this life. So when that happened, it brought that emotion, that unresolved emotion, into my heart space. And I'm telling you, when you live with depression and you don't know how to fix it, you don't know, like I knew where it's coming from, I didn't know how to fix it, and something as simple as a past life regression, like one session, helped me relieve that when the time was right, because timing is everything. And it happened 2 years after Ralph had died, and all of a sudden in that session I saw why I was so depressed. So that's another service I offer, past life regression hypnotherapy. But I'm talking about spirit today, and I'm telling you that when you don't pay attention to your the spiritual part of you, you really are, I hear unresolved, and you suffer as a result of that, because when you come into contact with your own spirit, that's your higher self upstairs, up there, when you contact that, that's the goodness in you. That's the good part of you. That's the part of you that loves everyone and allows yourself to be loved. And some people have been hurt so much, they believe by love, they are afraid to step forward and love again, or allow someone to love them again. And I have met quite a few people who have had healing sessions to help heal their heart space and to develop a level of trust that they hadn't had previously, because of maybe how they were treated when they were an infant, or maybe how they were treated when they were growing up and someone said something to them or did something to them. So spirit sessions can help you a lot in terms of, I'm hearing mental and emotional recovery, because it gives you the answers that you seek. And when you receive the answers that your mind is seeking, like why, life becomes so much easier. Oh, listen, I don't know if that sound will show up on the video well, but it's wonderful. So there's quite a few different kinds of ducks in that pond, and I know people have aquariums in their house to feel that peacefulness of like the fish swimming in the aquarium. I prefer not to have an aquarium for I don't like to see things cooped up in like an unnatural environment. Although it's interesting because I have heard aquarium fish actually like being in the aquarium because they don't have to worry about being killed. So that's a bonus. So you have an aquarium, your fish are grateful that they're in a safe place. Unless you had a fish like we had. We had this fish we had to call Killer, and we had to isolate him because he was trying to kill all the fish in our tank. And he was just, I can't remember, he was a little red fish. But he ended up being the only fish in the tank. And then in the end, our cat got him. She ate him and she said, it wasn't very good, didn't taste very good. So she lived to tell the tale, but it was quite funny because you see that fish was killing everyone, and then he ended up having like a cat kill him. She sat on top of the tank and fished with her paw until she got it, and then she ate it because there was like a little crack through the aquarium thing. So, you know, be careful what energy you put out there because the energy may very well come back. Usually it comes back like a boomerang, and so you have to be careful what you put out into the world because you become a magnet for that, right? So, not going to preach about complaining or anything. Generally, when people start to complain, I just walk away because I just, you know, don't really want to hear it. And I also, when I start to complain, I say, oh, you're complaining. So switch your vocabulary around so that it comes to one of gratitude, and then everything comes to you in a very nice way, an honorable way. It's like the universe's reward to you for being good. And now, see how nice it is? It's calmed down. The wind is calmer. Because I asked before I started this video, I said, can you just calm down so that the wind isn't blowing the hair in my face? And so it's like nice, and it's so beautiful out now. It's peaceful. I got a frog croaking in the background. Everything is good. So I heard him to channel some messages from the spirit of Mother Earth. Many of you who know me personally or who follow me know that I'm a big lover of this planet, and I do absolutely what I can to maintain a pristine environment. And it's difficult because last night I was out walking my horse and I just was picking up garbage from the ditch people had thrown out. Starbucks, Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is more predominant to like for being thrown out than Starbucks, but just saying, you know, on plastic wrappers and things. And I wonder why, you know, what is it about those people that just throw things out of the window regardless of the effect they have on this planet? What are they thinking? Must be nothing, right? So the planet is asking you, the spirit of Earth is asking you to share the information just to take better care of this planet, and the planet will reward you with better weather. You know, when I first moved to this place where I am right now, 6 years ago, I would laugh because I would see the rain all the way around this acreage, and it wouldn't rain at my place. I'd get like a nice little sprinkle, and the grass would be nice and green and everything, but I wouldn't get the torrential downpour that other people got, like west of me or east of me or north or south, and it was just like a little haven. It was kind of like my reward for being a good human being and to, you know, like doing my best to take care of the planet like where I live. And you know, if every single person had the means to recycle or to be mindful when they're buying products and pay attention to packaging, or to buy bulk products where, you know, you can bring your own containers, and you think about how much plastic we're saving and how much garbage we're saving from going through the into the dump, right? Because they just throw that into the land and bury it, and some stuff should never be buried, right? It's just I don't know. It's just not a very kind way to treat this big planet, this home that we live on. And yeah, I feel for this planet. I don't know. I hope that, you know, when you're watching this, you think of what measures you can take to help the energy of this planet so that the vibration of the planet can rise, because it's affected by the energy of the people, the spirit of the people. So if people are coming from lack, they're not really thinking of the difference that they can make because they're just in survival mode. And then when you rise up and you're not living in lack anymore, you can think of the changes you can make on this planet. It's just your everyday life. I'm not asking you to, you know, go out and change everybody. All it takes is you changing yourself. So that's just about the planet. And one Monday night every month, I offer a world healing event, so I go live and I have people join me, and we do kind of like a connection. I connect their energy. So I connect all of our energies, and then we send healing to different places on the planet. It's a phenomenal thing. I started last year, so I really, really like doing that. And oh, there's a bird. It's making a wonderful noise. So take care of the spot of ground that you live on. And if you live in an apartment building or a condo, you can just take care of, say the clippings from your vegetables and things like that. So just think of, instead of just throwing everything mindlessly away in the garbage, think of the spirit of this planet every time you buy something, or how you dispose of it, or if you recycle and things like that. Because it's just I'm hearing that kindness really matters about the way that we live. So not just kindness to people in your family or your friends or the people that you work with, but the kindness of the ground that you live on, how you treat it, and how it's going to reward you by just being beautiful in general. Oh, and to talk about pesticides. So I don't use pesticides, and I am mindful of what I put into my water system. But I'm hearing that they're actually, and they have created a better way to treat weeds. What a worm. That's a soil worm. That's interesting. So a lot of these things that get channeled to me, I just say them and I think, well, is that true? Yeah, it's true. But it's going to be coming available to people, and people will be thinking, oh, how can that help? How can that happen? But this planet is much wiser than we are and knows how to naturally balance things, and we've actually moved away from thinking about the energy of this planet, with the exception of some farmers who do crop rotation, and organic farmers, and people who treat their ground kindly. They get like the reward of knowing they're doing something really wonderful for the planet and for the food source of people, because that kind of food vibrates higher than the stuff laden with pesticides, chemicals, and wax and all that stuff that you're not supposed to put in your body anyways. That's why there's so many sick people on this planet. They're feeding their body crap. I said it. Also, when you eat food that vibrates higher, you become a more higher vibrating individual, and I heard here, and then you can help the people who surround you better. You can be more intuitive, and you can know what they're thinking and feeling. It'll happen as you raise your vibration. You'll become more insightful. You'll become more intuitive. And also, if you want to work on your spirituality and your intuition, then I offer coaching sessions. I offer mind, body, spirit coaching sessions. And so in a 1-hour session, you get to work on what you would like to have more of in your life. And it's not just about money, but it's also about your quality of life, or creating the body that you're going to enjoy for the rest of your life, and learning how the food that you eat is fuel and will nourish you, instead of just eating to feed your hunger and satisfaction, or like an addiction or something like that. We eat for different reasons, right? So a spirit session can help get to the bottom of why you're eating and what are you trying to feed, or did you have a life where you ate too much and you died from a disease from eating the wrong foods, because that has happened. I've had people I've seen for them in past life information in a spirit session where they ate too many candies, and so they had a condition in that life, like diabetes, and then they came into this life with the same problem, because they never learned their lesson, which was to eat healthy and to eat food that would help stabilize the blood sugar. And so in a spirit session, you'll have the information given to you in that session, so that you can live an easier, more peaceful life, because that's why I'm here on this planet. That's why I do what I do, and that's why I love what I do. If you have something that you don't love that you're doing in your life, I say just stop and think, why am I doing this? What is the reason for me being there? Is there something I can replace it with that I would love more? And how can I get there? And I can absolutely guarantee you that I can help aiming to get on the right path and you just don't know how, or you're stuck, or you don't understand why things aren't working out in your life. So I'm to talk a little bit about my pet sessions and my pet healing sessions specifically for the last 5 minutes. So I have been doing pet healings for years, again over 10 years, and most of them are distant sessions just because energy has no limits and has no boundaries. So I connect with the pet through a picture and I send healing energy to that energy of the pet because the picture is recent and it's now. So often after the session, always after a session, I text the information to the pet owner, and then the pet owner understands why that pet is having the issues that it does. You know, examples could be problems behavior problems, nervousness, fear, anxiety, off their food, anything like that, because there actually is a reason, and the pet speaks to me through that session, the healing session, and then I send the information to the pet owner so the pet owner can understand, and then it can also understand how the pet wants to be treated because of that condition. But the healing energy from that session will actually help balance that pet's energy so it no longer has that issue, or the issue will be resolved within a week or 2 weeks. Sometimes it requires another session. I've been doing pet healings again for over 10 years, so they work. What can I say? They work. You know, it takes, for some people, it takes a lot of faith to go on this path and this journey. For me, I don't think it's taken a lot of faith. It's just been something that's always been in my life, and people show up that help encourage me to do this sort of work, and they're always so grateful, and for that I'm very, very grateful. So that's about my pet healing. So I also offer animal communication sessions. So that's a mind-to-mind communication session where I get the image of the pet, connect with the pet before the session, then the owner asks questions in a text during that session, and the pet's answer comes into my mind, and then I just text it back to them. So, and it happens really fast. So it's like the text session is awesome because the pet owners get information from their pets, and a lot of the personality of the pet is interjected into that session. Like, some of the pets are hilarious, some of them like to swear. Like, I was talking to my neighbor's dog last night, and one of the dogs was so funny. She just has a mind of her own. She wants to do whatever she does, and she was talking up a mile a minute, and my horse really liked this black dog, and the black dog said, "He looks like me because we're both black." Those one of those English bulldogs, I think. So it was interesting because I was walking my horse last night picking garbage, and those dogs ran across the road, and I just said to Spirit, just please keep these dogs safe. They're running across the road, there's traffic coming, and the dogs are fine. They came over to me, and I take them back to my neighbor, and then we started a wonderful, wonderful talk, and then I met a wonderful neighbor that I hadn't met because she's new to the area, and, well, new to that specific location, but her dogs got to give her a little information. So when those pets want to talk, they just put their thoughts into my head, and then I tell the owner, and it's wonderful when they're nice and open like my neighbor is. So thank you so much for watching, and my next video will be on the mind, body, and the spirit, and how getting those all together can really help you in your life.